Hey, it's Alexa, and I was just putting together a binder that I have to ship for a client, and I figured you would also be interested in seeing what I use, how I put it together, and then maybe some tips. That's my laminator saying that it is ready to be laminating some sheets. So I use a 1-inch binder, but I think it will work better with a 1.5 inch, just because I have a pencil pouch where I keep all the loose pieces. So, 1.5 inches would be better, and I think those are the ones that I'm gonna be starting to buy now. Anything that it is an active sheet that we are going to be using, let me just put this out, like this one, so putting two books together at the same time. So anything that has, an activity sheet, I laminate those and I do front and back to save some sheets. And anything that it is instruction based, like, this is the colors and these are the instructions on how to play, those I use regular sheet protectors. So I use dot Velcro for the activity sheets with regular laminating sheets, and I use the sheet protectors for anything that is instruction based. And then I use, because the activity, sorry, I can't do two things at once. The binder does have a lot of loose piece that you can actually take out and use outside of just the activities on the play, and later on I'll show you a little bit of that. I use a pencil pouch, so anything like your flashcards I put in here, any of the number pieces, like these little ones. I don't put Velcro and I don't tape them because I like to use these in the sensory bins, or if I want to take them out and just use regular puzzles or mini erasers, and I want to do something with like numbers, I use these. So I don't laminate, I don't put Velcro on those. The opposite cards, I don't put Velcro on them either, for the same reason. I like to use them outside of our sit time together with the binder. So I use a 1-inch lamination, 1-inch binder, and I use a clear cover one so that I can put the cover piece. And then what I do is I go through the book and I try to see which needs a lamination paper and which needs a sheet like this. In terms of which lamination machine to buy, Amazon has an Amazon brand. It's about $25. It's the one I use forever, for the longest time, and that one was just perfectly fine for home use. I do have two different lamination machines here. I have this Fellowers. This was about $100, and the only reason I got it is because it heats up in under a minute, so I can start the lamination process faster. My second machine is a Blood-Smart, and I like it better than the Amazon one, is because it's a little bit wider, so the page doesn't have to be exactly in. This is $45, and it works honestly about the same as the one from Amazon. The Amazon is just the exact size of the paper. This one has a cutting machine on the top for you to, you cut your slides. Most of this book you'll be able to use a cutting machine, and you go bam, 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 and it's fine, but I usually sometimes use scissors. So if you ask me, is it really worth the $45 or the $100 rather than the $25? Whoops! Rather than the $25 that you can get from the Amazon machine? The answer is I don't think so. I think you'll be fine with that. I do suggest you get a hole puncher. This one's like heavy duty, to put all your lamination sheets into the binder. That's gonna make it a lot easier than if you have like a hole by hole machine. So that's good. They have some smaller ones at Walmart that you can get. That's totally worth to buy. You don't have to buy this, like your cutter, you know. But if you do have it, it does come in handy when it comes to cutting all the little pieces, because, you know, for all the colors you have 3 little cards, and, you know, it could get tedious by hand, or maybe like at the end with the eggs, like this one you won't be able to use that machine because I do like to keep it simple. So let me give you a little overview of, let me see if I can multitask these 2 things. This one is not completely put together. This is my copy. So I have the pencil pouch. This, you put a picture of your little one, which they absolutely love to see themselves, and you can put their names. And this will be a great practice to review every time you open the binder, because it's a form of like, it's my book and this matters and these letters matter and they're my letters. So it's a great way to introduce the alphabet. And, you know, all of the instructions are in here, like these little tips are in this little one. It gives you an overview of your like what we're gonna be working on, which, because we don't manipulate this, these are all on the sheet protectors. We have the ABCs, then we have colors. This will be, so the colors, and I do them side by side, still putting this one together. The crayons I cut really close, just because I think that looks so pretty like that. Might not be able to multitask this. Then we go with the cars. The cars I also try to get as close as possible, just leaving a little bit of a frame to it. And I do sometimes I do the big circle Velcros. And my new thing is I recently purchased these. They are clear, they're very small. They are, it doesn't say the size. It says 800 sets. So they're just like really small. And for these little pieces, I'm starting to use these so that it doesn't take up the whole picture with the circle, because it's better. It's not as hardly like as strong, but it is really fun. Then we have the shapes, and I'm missing a page here. I'm missing this page. So this page has the main shapes, and these main shapes actually match the ones on top. So if you take that circle, if I have it, no. If you take that circle from this page, you're gonna be able to place it here, and then you're going to be able to match, you know, which are the belongs in here, like which shapes. So you see, like you have, this is the same square that would go into this page. So this page goes here, but then it can go into the activity sheet, will be this one. So let's work on the squares, and then they can pick which are the squares. You can do 2 shapes at a time once they get a little bit like used to it, or you can just do 1 by 1. And then when they get super, like you're super confident that they know their shapes, you can give them all of them at the same time. You can hide these pieces under like rice on a sensory bin, and as they find the pieces, they can put them in the correct page. So that will be like a hands-on activity you can do with your binder. And then we have the different ones. Then we go into the numbers. So the numbers, these ones I did add the Velcro just so that I could easily take them off. But like I said, you know, when it comes to these big pieces like this, they're always so much fun to use outside of the binder. Then we have the spotted. So this actually has a number, and then they can spot it. This would be more like towards when they're 3, so don't push it too hard if they don't recognize the numbers. It takes them some time to recognize it. But it's always fun to play with numbers and just expose them to it. So even if you just use the gumball machine with like pom-poms and things like that to count, it's just good exposure. Then we have visual discrimination. So, which one of this is different, but a way that you can say to start is which one is the same, because the same is an easier concept that they can work on. So this is the same as this is the same as this. So, oh, this one is different. So this one's one that also could take a little bit long to understand the concept. This is focusing on the shapes, and this is just fun little animals. You'll have extra cards for those 2 pages. And then we go into the opposite. So if you want to use the mat, you can. I always just, when I deliver these, when I make them here and send them, I always just put one in the Velcro and the rest are on the page, because it is just easier for them to understand the concept. But, you can use this to outside of the binder as well. For example, you can do a water bottle that has hot water, and you maybe put a drop of red food coloring, and then you can do another one that's cold and you put a drop of blue coloring, and then you can see, look, this one's hot and this one's cold, and then they can actually feel it. So they understand the concept more than just visually, because a toddler, they need to feel it in their hands or understand it in their heart in order for their brain to understand it. Right? So we want to try to take these concepts and use them in your everyday life as much as you can. Same with emotion and feelings. Like, this is a great exposure to understand, what it is to be happy, sad, surprised, or tired. You can take these pieces and match them up as you sing. And then this is just a fun activity. They can mix and match the faces of the eggs, so they can be like, oh, this face can go here and this one can go here. So there is no learning in terms of, well, this one goes here because look at the eyebrow. It's just understanding the concept that there are different feelings. So, sometimes you get mad and sometimes you get happy. And then when you're mad, your face could change. And when you're happy, usually you have a smile. So just to understand the concept of, there's so many feelings out in this world that I'm starting to feel and I don't know what to do with them. So it's just to kind of grasp that concept. And then at the end, we have the alphabet, and this part is going to look different for you because you do have the newer version that has different graphics with the ABC, but the concept is the same. So you get a little little poster board that you can use along with your cards, and you can do some matching. So can you find the elephant? The elephant goes here. You can take the flashcard and do a sensory vein or an art activity, or maybe take it to the zoo and be like, look, this is the elephant and this is your card, and they just really like to handle and manipulate it. So that is how I put my binders together. If you have any questions, leave a comment, send me an email or a DM at Kid Activities with Alexa. And I can't wait to hear how you guys play. And I'll see you on the next video.